has the original YouTube video died? Has general content died on the said interwebs? Yes and no. While you're going to have a demographic of majority of very popular ideas that get consistently redone over and over and over and over, as well as ideas such as making video games for yourself, or of course making a movie, like for example Ashton's Happy Console Gamer, and The Angry Video Game Nerd, which I believe is still finishing up that movie. Basically, I hear these ideas and these concepts left and right about video games being made on behalf of the character that they portray on YouTube, and it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting to see this actually be pulled out, because again, The Angry Video Game Nerd got, pretty decent reviews. It's very favorable. Some people like it, some people don't. I mean, that's just how it is with that one. It's not a very majority rules kind of, hey, this is a really good game kind of thing. It's just sort of those safe games, I suppose. But what can you do? So, alright, basically, the idea, or the original idea for a video sort of diminished a little bit. While you have some people who take pop culture and run with it, such as video games or movies or whatever else, this is basically where people get their medium from. I mean, the original idea and the basis of just dressing up as Batman and parodying a Joker and Batman scene is sort of unoriginal nowadays. I mean, you got people doing music videos for that. Burial Political did stuff like that. And then you got people who do, again, they do video games left and right of their based aliases online. So where does the margin line become original content and just, hey, monkey see, monkey do, or hey, that sounds like a good idea, let's do it too? Well, at the end of the day, I don't see too many problems personally, per se, about the concept of just doing a video game on behalf of yourself to entertain your friends and fans alike. The same with movies. I mean, I don't see it as a humongous problem with it at all. I mean, it's just there's a medium to express yourself artistically as well as portray some sort of scenario for your character to be, saving the day. This lost rare video game must be found, or this motherfucker is killing all my lilies, or something like that, There's always a victim, there's always a cause, there's always a tuition to solve the problem within these movies. So, again, what can you do? I mean, Hollywood does it, everyone does it nowadays, it's just not that original. Hell, even half the reboots I keep on hearing about as well, such as Godzilla being remade, is that going to be good or bad? Who the fuck knows? Is the new RoboCop movie coming out going to be good and bad? I don't freaking know either about that movie. I want to see it myself personally, because I liked the movie Dredd when it came out, or at least when I seen it. A lot of people bashed it, did not like it at all. I thought that, heck, Dredd was pretty good, and Judge Dredd, which had Sylvester Stallone, was pretty decent. It had that really slapstick, corny charm to it, which I didn't think it really was that bad. I mean, granted, if I probably read the comic books, my bias would be thrown out the window. Oh, it's complete shit. I mean, the original Dredd, the movie just titled Dredd, is much more tied into the movie, or the comic books, or that comic book from the UK there. So, again, I digress. Before comic book geeks try to correct me left and right, I can simply put up the wall of I don't give a fuck, and that supposedly solves all problems, I think. So, anyway, I digress. You have this whole entire point of people looking at commentators online as well. Via Call of Duty, you have, all this kind of stuff where people just see these people get very popular off of it because they're the first in line, so therefore these other people in the line too trying to get their big name noticed. So then that whole entire content ID thing comes kicking up, and everyone's screaming out loud because there's sand kicked in their face finally. And, it's all due to copyrights, people's rights, everything, and now it's in between. And it's at the end of the day, if you're using, cutscenes or music from a game, that's copywritten, whether we like it or not. That's not really original if we're showcasing it, specifically. Now, if you're showcasing gameplay, I guess that's a little bit more original than what the other bit is. But people try to argue that up and down, and you can't really stop a child that hasn't took their medication yet, is all I can say. I mean, they're not going to calm down about it, nor are they ever going to. Nor at the same time, you can't really pat them on the head and treat them like they're children either. But what can you do? I mean, personally, you just gotta respect it, because at the end of the day, do you have a lot of money you can battle this in court about when it comes to your rights on this website? You're using it for free. Half the time you're getting paid so much a month just to use the website because of the little perk of monetization. I look at the whole entire factuation of it all as this. People suddenly noticed a outlet to gain a little bit of income that becomes very crucial or important to them. But, hey, I wouldn't quit my job over any of this crap, so, or if I had a job at the moment. But, again, I would not quit my, see, that's another thing, too. You had Angry Joe, who supposedly quit his job for this, right? Because he said that, okay, this is a clean outlet. I can review video games. I have no journalistic experience other than me just screaming into a microphone and having some editorial, professionalism. That's it. I mean, there's very basic skills there. Learn a little bit of Photoshop, learn a little bit of this and that, you're pretty much good to go with the website. I mean, it's not that hard to do. I mean, again, at the end of the day, I don't hate the guy, quite frankly. I think some of his content's pretty decent, but I don't really watch him all that much. I just don't care that much for his content. Doesn't mean I'm better than him. It doesn't mean anyone would be better than him to dislike his content. It's just the fact that, well, quite frankly, there's so much stuff like him already. I could just easily watch that, and hell, I'm already watching most of that anyway. So as I put my pinky up here and I sort of say, Vis la vida, I can close out by saying this. You know, it's the crime to be original, and it's a travesty to be caught. I mean, that's all I can generally say as some sort of terminology or some sort of, punctuation to all of this. I'm not here to be a bad guy about any of this. No, at the same time, just looking at it like this in the third party and equal perspective. While I respect the fact that, hey, if you do something original with some little piece of content, such as like Mario Brothers or whatever else, great, awesome, do it. Educate your right to spoof, parody, and do all that stuff at the end of the day. Are all of us generally copyright professionals? No, we don't know every ounce of copyright material or how the rules of copyright work. Some of us really do. Some of us like to express that, and other people just don't listen on deaf ears. But, hey, at the end of the day, do it till you get caught. That's all I can generally say. And then you have the other aspect of what's going on with, all these movies being produced, all these movies that are supposedly based off a character alias, as well as these video games get produced. All the power to them. It's some creative third-party source makes these games. They become very popular. Awesome. Same with the movies. Awesome. So, alright, take it easy. Touch my nipples, and see you later.